Hello ladies and gentlemen, Tevaron here, and welcome back to Danganronpa. In the last episode, we had a really bumpy ride that led to me being extremely confused. And maybe you too if you've never seen Danganronpa before, but hopefully more things are going to be made clear shortly. Are we finally at the top of this ladder? I know I've said this more than once, but I'm still amazed that either one of these guys managed to survive a fall that's this long. Looks like this is it.
Indeed.
On the other side of this door, Hope's Peak Academy is waiting for us. We're back.
That's right.
Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? Oh yeah, the one with the lock. I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. Then that would have been a much better way for you to get down to us, I think. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my right hand up and pushed against the hatch. The hatch opened with ease, and so... Yeah, if you opened this earlier so we could get out, why did you not try to go down that way instead of risking your neck? No matter. Looks like we're back.
Whew.
But I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. Yeah, in all honesty, you never would have been there without her either, so fair's fair. Okay. So, now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out... And I'm worried about you, too. You helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course. You shouldn't be surprised by Makoto at this point, Kyoko. You know how tender his heart is.
So then...
Then, let's just get a concrete answer. Huh?
In other words...
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
However...
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we're found out. And it's not like we can run away. Yeah, we're standing in a room with a camera right now. It's just a matter of time until whoever it is that's controlling all this looks at the monitor. As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. Exactly. So you're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. What you think is going to happen isn't. Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. Well, I'm glad you're so confident. Because I'm not. The mastermind is ensnared? You said something like that before. What does it mean? Well, it means they're slowed down. Now we just need someone to slow their attack speed and to heal our tank until we get this boss battle done. Sorry. I couldn't resist.
So...
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was?
Right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. Yes, because I'm not actually sure I know what moment you're speaking of. And it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. If you say so. I mean, I took the risk of putting my trust in you, so I might as well continue. I'm still a little, super uneasy about this. But we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
Let's get going. Is he camping out in the gym now? That is strange. Alright, if you say so. Yes, please. Wonder if we will get approached along the way. Is anyone out and about that we could speak to before we get to the gym? I don't see anyone on the map. I'm guessing that they're just not there. So,
well now.
hello, Monokuma. Kyoko, I don't mind so much.
I don't believe it!
But Makoto's supposed to be dead. What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Please don't call the spear like you did with Junko. Are we really going to be okay?
Pum, pum.
You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you? No comment.
What?
So, what if I did? What will you do?
Shing!
If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule.
You're making me angry!
So, now I gotta punish you again. And this time I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko,
Right.
do whatever you feel you have to. Seriously? What?
However,
But before you do, thank you. I was getting worried you were betraying us again. Let me just say one thing.
now,
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right?
Huh?
I think you're probably going to have to explain to him and to us what you mean. I lose?
Hey!
You! Explain yourself! What do you mean by that?
because
Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
in other words,
I was supposed to be chosen as the Blackened and then executed, right? Okay. That seems plausible from our little investigation into side paths. Hey, what are you talking about?
however,
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that.
right,
And, in response to that unexpected development,
indeed,
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the Blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No, more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well. Okay, I'm getting this, slowly. And, I mean, it's very true that Kyoko and Makoto have pretty much pushed the investigations and the trials by themselves till this point.
however,
But then, there was another unexpected development waiting for you. Alter Ego. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter Ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid, even after you'd killed it.
am I wrong?
Now, here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro. You did. Did he?
Listen to me.
So, executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. Then how did he kill Mukuro? How did that get around the violation of the rules? This is the sticking point for me. I'm sure there is an explanation, but I would love to see it. If the Blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose? You talk a big game. You're saying the blackened is me and not Makoto?
Well,
And you can prove this, right?
Well,
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that. What is this? A comedy routine? To make such bold claims without a shred of evidence?
that doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now. But with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth. And one absolute vodka. Not the same thing at all.
boom, boom.
And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type. That is what she is. Minus the famous part.
Because
If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you so love to inspire.
however,
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
What the heck?
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence?
indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince. It's the television audience, isn't it? Yeah. Get him where it hurts.
Hey,
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Uh-huh.
indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope. Wow. That's a kick to the nuts, isn't it, Monokuma?
Hey,
Of course, you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. Yeah. If you want to earn our despair, fair and square,
that's what we have to do.
then I suggest you take my advice. So, what is this advice of yours?
It's true.
To do Mukuro's trial over again. Really? Okay. Only this time, you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair.
Well, maybe you should ask for more investigation time, too.
Hey,
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial? One last showdown? In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer, of the mastermind themselves. Sounds awesome to me if we can pull it off. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? Mental instability? Leading them to the need for positive ratings? Question mark? They'll probably just execute me without another word. I don't know. Seems to be having an effect. Interesting.
Barrett!
Very interesting indeed. Barry?
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So time for bear jokes. Now then, what you suggested might be plausible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax.
in other words,
Does that mean you accept?
You guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Will your hope win out? Or will my despair claim victory?
I can barely myself!
Let's have one final grisly showdown. Alright, I admit, I have self-professed to be the king of bad puns, but these are getting ridiculous. He agreed. Then we still have a shot at this.
Bear it!
But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting end.
You guys!
So, for this final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? Well, I am all for that as well. That's right. Every last mystery that's pawing around the school. If you can do that,
I can barely contain myself!
then that'll be enough to qualify as a victory for you. I'm sorry, Monokuma. That doesn't qualify. Koalas are not bears. They are marsupials.
It's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well, good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mysteries of this school,
You guys!
then you win. But if you can't do all of that, we'll all face execution, right? Perhaps we should get the others involved in this. I do not feel comfortable speaking for everyone in this. I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this has all turned out.
Hey,
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? Which one? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that for sure, so what? Why was there a trial for Mukuro? Does that mean you're a student?
hey,
I just want to confirm that that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement. You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations. And having a trial for Mukuro is no exception to that. Huh? Mukuro's trial is no exception, then it's a part of the regulations? So the mastermind has to be a student. I still don't see how that's possible. How could they control Monokuma and take part in the class trial at the same time? Which would have to mean that whoever killed Mukuro... It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but... Okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but... This killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. This is just straight up admittance that a student is the mastermind. What?
listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why'd he go all quiet all of a sudden? Yes?
Now I'm really angry!
I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would ya? Why so mad?
Whew.
He seems emotionally unstable. Yeah, I think that we can guarantee that he is unstable in many different ways. And we've known that from day one.
Hey!
Leave me alone! Get out of here! Okay, I'm going, You're really going to let me go? I wouldn't even question it, just run. I don't even care anymore. You're all going to get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment overflowing with despair. All right, Pooh Bear.
Hey,
Come on, Makoto. Let's go. So we do have time to investigate more? Is that the deal? Okay. Are we not going to tell the others? Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away. And just like that, we were out of the gym. What to do now, Kyoko? I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. I don't think you are. I think you are completely even now. What say you, Kyoko? Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you.
however,
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true.
whew,
But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they? I think she was counting on their mental instability. And seems she was right.
so,
They had no choice but to accept. Huh?
because,
It's all because of that one moment that the mastermind let their guard down, like I said. Please enlighten me. So, when was it that the mastermind let their guard down?
so,
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? They said they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right? Yes? Yeah, they definitely said that.
listen,
And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, in the context of everything, I don't know that it's that hard to believe. Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable.
indeed.
You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
However,
And yet somehow, the mastermind was able to do it. Well, I would conjecture that part of their success in that has to do with this massive tragedy.
in other words,
But think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason?
so,
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost. Us killing each other. Well, that's part of their insanity. They wanted to show the world? And for them to kill it, to kill us, then that would be betraying. They want to show the world that there's no hope, that there's only despair, right?
it would seem,
The mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other, which is why the death of Mukuro confuses me so. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
in other words,
So, the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why?
correct.
To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point?
Hey,
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right? and he's trying to show there is no hope.
That's right.
And for those of us who represent hope, to kill each other and sink into despair. The mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal, as the ultimate despair. What? So are we back to thinking the mastermind is one person now? I thought they were a group. Which doesn't make sense. It would have to be one person if the whole 16 student thing is true. I don't know. Let's just continue, shall we? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous.
It's true.
You're right. It is ridiculous. Completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. So are they a group or are they an individual? I don't see how they could be a group. As the whole 16 student thing. But is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto.
I know how angry it must make you, and yet that same motivation is what led to the mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
In other words...
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world. The mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter, and their point about there being no hope or only despair or whatever would be moot because they're the ones causing this, not us ourselves.
At the very least.
That's how those who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves?
Indeed.
That is precisely the reason. What about Mukuro? No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished. But in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
Right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial, following all their proper rules to get me killed. But why is everyone else still alive? It's also another rule that if they vote for the wrong one, then everyone dies. So that's another inconsistency. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer, then made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer, and broke another rule. And when that fact was exposed on live TV to the entire world outside, the mastermind had to accept your suggestion?
Indeed.
To prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect form.
In other words...
It would only do the mastermind harm to have it shown that they'd violated their own regulations. But all of that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the mastermind to accept your challenge?
However...
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got that chance. Because you believed in me. Another path opened up. Still, I can't believe how much of the mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue.
Wrong.
In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet.
Whew.
But it looks like I got it right. This time, at least. I won the bet. She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I'd showed my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
However,
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time,
correct.
or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There is no option except to win.
Hey,
But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind. Work together with everyone. Is that a bit of a foreign concept to you, Kyoko?
however,
Is that really possible? It's what we should have been doing the whole time. Huh?
anyway,
Right now, we have to go find the others.
shall we go?
They're probably in the dorms somewhere. Shall we go? Yes. So who is where? Let's start with the dining hall, shall we? And suddenly we were greeted with... Okay, are you cursing? Or are you shorting out? Is Alter Ego actually not completely dead and is wreaking havoc in your systems? That would be a jolly good. You again. Right. Is he broken?
Whew.
I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. Okay. Jeez, what the heck?
However,
I wonder what that was all about. I think it was Alter Ego. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Yes, who is this? Oh, it's
Is that-
everyone else.
Makoto?
It is indeed. Hello, friends.
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto.
Hero's gonna claim we're a ghost, isn't he?
You survived?
You actually look happy, Toko. I'm surprised.
Jeez, you're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
I would like to imagine that was said with a modicum of fondness, but I'm not sure.
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
I'm not. Thank you for not freaking the fuck out. Everyone was there. All my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up.
What?
Wait, what's that smell? Oh yeah, we were in the garbage heap. Byakuya, sorry.
What the heck?
Yeah man, that seriously stinks. On the other hand, it's not us, it's Toko. Yeah, sure, you'll buy that, right? It's Makoto! He smells like a wet dog! Thanks. Get away! Shoo! Shoo! Thanks, guys. And in a flash, my tears dried up. Right then. I'm going to talk to Kyoko again before I address any of these others.
Makoto,
There's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma. I agree.
Yes.
Explain. Explain what? But is it okay that you're here? What if the mastermind catches you?
it's true.
That's related to what I have to tell you all. I need to tell you all about the last class trial.
Huh?
Last class trial?
In other words,
We're going to redo Mukuro's trial.
Huh?
What? Seriously?
How about that?
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? No. No, I didn't do it, like I keep telling you.
wrong.
Makoto isn't the killer, and of course it's not me or any of you. Then, who is it?
I see.
What she is saying is that it was all the work of the mastermind.
Huh?
What? You're saying the mastermind killed Mukuro?
That's right.
It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to stop it. I would like to accept that compliment, except I didn't really see the trap, and I just did it because I decided to trust you, for once.
However,
But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
What did you say?
You spotted the trap, did you, Makoto? You made it sound like it was easy. I just,
however,
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. It is. Everyone should have been killed. The rules state that only the Blackened is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time.
Huh?
And the mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules? I hope so. They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you? Very astute.
correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial. When you said, now it's the mastermind that's ensnared. That's what you were referring to.
Don't be mean.
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here. For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again, later. So, knowing all this, what do we do now?
About that.
It's about who killed Mukuro, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind. Yes, by any means possible. But there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school.
Huh?
Every last mystery?
But
But we've been looking around all this time and we still don't know anything, right?
Anyway,
You've probably guessed already. But if we lose this time, everyone dies.
Oh no!
Sorry, hero.
I hate you.
Yeah, this is what I was afraid of. Hey, who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever with Master. You can't guarantee that either of you will remain alive. I, meanwhile, want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible.
anyway,
At this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth.
Interesting.
In other words, one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say.
but
But figuring out who the mastermind is, and how they killed Mukuro, and the school's mysteries? It's a pretty tall friggin' order. Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries. Yes, so everyone pitch in this time. I'm looking at you, Hiro and Aoi. And Toko, for that matter. Byakuya is the only other one besides Makoto and Kyoko that's actually ever done any investigation. I'm not so sure about that. Huh? I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. Oh. You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
Indeed.
That's what I thought too, at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. Oh, yeah. About it being one of the students. One of the 16 is the mastermind. Unless, again, they're lying, because they certainly broke their own rules. Hint? It's a very polarizing approach, I know. But, okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. Although one other possible, albeit very unlikely explanation for this is that the mastermind isn't a student, but is para or quadriplegic, in a wheelchair, so to speak, so they would not have taken a step inside the school themselves.
I see.
Either that or the mastermind isn't actually inside the school. There could be that as well. Monokuma said that, did he? Then Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable.
Huh?
Oh, but why?
So, in other words...
If the mastermind really is the one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says, then the mastermind would had to set foot in the school, right? Not if they did the murder through the Monokuma robots. Monokuma could probably murder Mukuro, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that. Why? Why is there no way that he could have disguised the scene like that?
In other words...
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game. Then the mastermind is... There were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. And Eddie and Mukuro, and you get 16. So the mastermind would have to be one of them?
That's right.
And of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive are the people standing right here. Need I continue? Or do you get it now? Oh, I get it. I just don't really completely agree with it.
What?
I still see no evidence that would say the Monokuma robot couldn't have pulled the murder in disguise off. You're saying that the mastermind is one of us?
No way!
You can't be serious. Wait, we can't say for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said all that to confuse us.
Indeed.
It's certainly a possibility, but only one among many. The mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they're an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair, so they must be a high schooler. You can't say it's not possible. But if one of us was the mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? Yes. But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active?
Well...
Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret.
But...
I don't care how sneaky they are. We would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times. I agree.
I'm right?
Then maybe Monokuma was on autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all that dialogue and actions beforehand. No, he responded to us. Maybe it's another AI program? In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us. Yes. Well, It wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation. Well, maybe, but still. Are we not going to get to investigate, or is this signaling bedtime?
This is a school announcement.
Well, this is certainly not pre-recorded. He never said the "ah" ahead of it before.
You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode.
Oh, nice.
So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school.
Sweet.
Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit.
Although I will say this is classic serial killer overconfidence.
Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
Okay. And on that note, I think we will call this episode to a close and begin in earnest the true ending mode in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please leave a like below. It really does help tremendously. And hit that subscribe button if you'd like to see more in the future. I have been Tevaron, and until next time, friends, be excellent to each other.
Danganronpa.